There are some jobs you wish you'd never started. Okay, so I'm about to put a leader blade onto my table saw. Here's my table saw. There's the big blade. There, as you can see, it's sitting below. I've just taken everything apart so I can get to it. And this is the leader blade. It's a tiny little blade that sits on this shaft here. Okay, and it's just ahead of the main blade, and it spins in the opposite direction. And the idea is that it sits just above the bench. And the idea is if you're ever using any veneer boards, it nips, the blade is spinning that way, and it nips the veneer just before it hits the main saw, therefore stopping any splintering. Okay, so, some jobs, like I said, I wish I'd never started. So I've got my blade. Turns out my saw doesn't have the belt drive, so I bought my belt drive, which is down here. In fact, no, it's not. This is the main drive I've taken out. I've disassembled that now. Okay, and the belt drive is actually hanging down under the floor here somewhere, so let's have a look. Which is this little chippy. Okay, so this little chippy basically goes into all these mechanics. Sits on that spindle there, and then it runs to another spindle, which is just here. Okay, but that assembly I've had to take off. Anyway, so hang on. What I'm going to do now is rotate this baby down. So, right, here we go. Now this is only for the woodworking buffs if you're interested, of course. So I'm now tilting the saw at 45 degrees so that I can actually access this chippy. Okay, I keep using chippy, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Right, so now what I've done is that I realised that my belt was supposed to go onto here, round underneath onto a special derailleur which hangs down here on a spring, which I've now taken off, and then it rotates this thing here backwards. So therefore it basically goes round another pulley here, which then grabs that and spins the blade the opposite direction to the main motor. Now that said, the problem is I put it all together only to find that these bearings have now rotted away. So I'm now having to replace everything. So as I say, some jobs you just wish you'd never started.